Every single second, thousands of pomegranates are plucked from trees across vast orchards, destined for a transformation so precise it rivals the complexity of pharmaceutical manufacturing. We see the ruby-red arils in our salads or sip the tart, antioxidant-rich juice. But rarely do we witness the industrial ballet that makes it possible. Behind every bottle of premium juice lies a hidden world of advanced optical sorters, high-pressure extraction systems, and a logistical network that spans continents. This isn't just farming, it's a high-stakes race against oxidation and spoilage where technology meets nature to capture freshness in a bottle. Welcome to the inside of a modern pomegranate factory. The harvest and arrival. The journey begins long before the factory floor. It starts in the orchards where timing is everything. Unlike some fruits that ripen after picking, the pomegranate must reach peak maturity on the branch. If harvested too early, the juice is tart and acidic. Too late and the skin cracks, exposing the precious cargo inside to pests and bacteria. Once the sugar levels hit the perfect bricks, a measurement of sweetness, harvest crews move in. This is one of the few steps that often remains manual. The fruit skin, while tough-looking, is surprisingly sensitive to bruising. A single bruise can trigger internal fermentation, which would ruin an entire batch of juice later down the line. Trucks loaded with tons of crimson fruit rumble towards the processing facility. Speed is critical. The moment the stem is cut, the clock starts ticking. The goal is to get the fruit from the tree to the processing line in under 24 hours to preserve maximum nutrient density. Upon arrival at the factory, the reception area turns into a hive of activity. The fruit is dumped into massive receiving hoppers. Here, the first layer of quality control begins, not with high-tech sensors, but with gravity and water. The pomegranates are submerged in flumes, water channels that gently float the fruit into the facility. This serves a dual purpose. It cushions the fruit against impact and begins the initial cleaning process, washing away field dust and leaves. The sort and the scrub. As the fruit bobs along the water channels, it enters the pre-sorting phase. In the past, this was done by dozens of workers standing alongside conveyor belts. Today, computer vision systems have taken over. High-speed cameras photograph every single pomegranate from multiple angles as they roll by. Algorithms analyze the skin texture, color, and size in milliseconds. Any fruit that shows signs of rot, deep cuts, or significant sun damage is instantly rejected, blasted off the line with a precise jet of air. The survivors move on to the vigorous washing station. While the flumes remove the loose dirt, this stage tackles the stubborn contaminants. Rotating brushes scrub the tough outer rind, while high-pressure water jets blast away any remaining debris. Hygiene here is paramount. Any bacteria on the skin could contaminate the juice during extraction. From the washer, the fruit is elevated to the sizing drums. To maximize juice yield, pomegranates need to be processed with others of similar size. Large steel drums with varying hole sizes sort the fruit into small, medium, and large categories. This ensures that the crushing mechanisms down the line apply the exact amount of pressure needed. Too little, and you waste juice. Too much, and you crush the bitter skin, ruining the flavor profile. Cracking the code, aril extraction. Now comes the most complex engineering challenge, getting the juice out without the bitterness. The pomegranate is a fortress. Its sweet arils are encased in a bitter white membrane called the pith, protected by a leathery husk. If you simply crush the whole fruit like an apple, the tannins from the skin and pith would make the juice undrinkable. The solution is a specialized extraction unit, often called a de-seeder or separator. The fruit enters a machine that gently cracks the skin without smashing the interior. Some factories use a sophisticated percussion system. Imagine a drum that tumbles the fruit while specialized paddles tap the exterior. The vibration causes the arils to detach from the membrane and fall through a grate, while the skin and pith remain behind. Other facilities use a cut-and-open method. Blades score the skin, and vacuum suction pulls the two halves apart, allowing gravity and vibration to shake the seeds loose. It's a violent but controlled process. What falls through the grate is a cascade of ruby-red gems, pure arils. But even with the best technology, small bits of white membrane often fall through with the seeds. This leads us to a fascinating application of physics: the flotation tank. The mixture of seeds and membrane bits drops into a tank of water. The viable, juice-filled arils are dense and heavy, so they sink to the bottom. The white membrane, however, is light and airy, so it floats to the top. A skimming arm simply sweeps the waste away, leaving behind a bed of pristine, clean seeds ready for pressing. The cold press. With the arils isolated, it's time to extract the liquid gold. Heat is the enemy of flavor and nutrition, so modern factories rely almost exclusively on cold pressing technology. The clean seeds are pumped into a pneumatic membrane press. This isn't a grinding screw that creates friction and heat. Instead, it's a gentle, inflating balloon inside a perforated cylinder. As the balloon expands, it presses the seeds against the cylinder walls. The pressure is immense but applied slowly. The juice sacs burst, releasing the liquid, which flows through the perforations. The hard, woody seeds inside the aril remain intact. This is crucial. If the inner seed were crushed, it would release bitter oils that would spoil the sweet, tart balance of the juice. This juice is raw, cloudy, and incredibly potent. It contains fine pulp and sediment that, while natural, can affect the shelf stability and texture of the final product. Clarification and filtration. The raw juice is pumped immediately into cooling tanks. Lowering the temperature slows down enzymatic reactions that could alter the color. From here, it moves to the filtration suite. Depending on the desired end product, cloudy traditional juice or clear premium juice, the filtration process varies. For clear juice, the liquid passes through a centrifuge. This high-speed spinner exerts thousands of Gs of force, flinging the heavier solids to the outer wall while the clarified juice stays in the center. For ultra-premium clarity, the juice might undergo ultrafiltration. It is pushed through ceramic membranes with pores so microscopic they can trap bacteria and large protein molecules, leaving a liquid that is translucent and jewel-bright. This step ensures that the bottle you buy looks consistent, without a layer of sludge at the bottom. Preservation and pasteurization. We now have perfect juice, but it's biologically active. Without intervention, yeast and bacteria would turn it into pomegranate wine or vinegar within days. To ship it globally, it must be stabilized. Traditional pasteurization involves boiling the juice, which kills bacteria but also cooks the flavor, leaving it tasting flat and jammy. Modern factories have solved this with flash pasteurization, HTST, high temperature short time. The juice travels through thin heat exchange plates, heating up to roughly 85 to 90 degrees Celsius for just 15 to 30 seconds before being instantly chilled back down. This rapid thermal shock kills the pathogens but is too brief to significantly degrade the vitamins or the fresh flavor notes. Some ultra-modern facilities are skipping heat entirely, using high-pressure processing, HPP. In this method, the bottled juice is submerged in water and subjected to 87,000 pounds per square inch of pressure. This crushes the cell walls of bacteria without ever heating the juice, preserving a flavor that is virtually indistinguishable from freshly squeezed fruit. Bottling and logistics. The final stretch is the bottling hall, a clean room that rivals a surgical theater. The air is filtered to remove dust and microbes. Bottles are rinsed with sterile air or water before entering the filling station. High-speed nozzles fill hundreds of bottles per minute with robotic precision. To prevent oxidation, the browning of the juice, a puff of nitrogen gas is often injected into the headspace of the bottle just before the cap is sealed. This displaces the oxygen, ensuring the juice stays bright red for months. As the bottles rush down the line, automated labelers apply the branding, and laser coders etch the batch number and expiry date onto the glass or plastic. But the process isn't quite over. As the bottles are packed into cases, a sample from every batch is whisked away to the on-site laboratory. Technicians measure the acidity, the sugar content, Brix, and check for any microbial growth. Only when the lab gives the green light is the batch released for shipping. Nothing wasted. What happens to the mountain of leftover skins and seeds? In a modern facility, waste is a resource. The tons of pomegranate peel are rich in tannins and antioxidants. They are often dried and ground into powder for use in nutritional supplements or natural cosmetics. The hard inner seeds, separated during pressing, are pressed again. Not for juice, but for pomegranate seed oil, a high-value ingredient in luxury skincare. Even the leftover pulp is converted into animal feed or composted to return nutrients to the orchards. It is a closed-loop system designed for maximum efficiency. So guys, from the sun-drenched boughs of the orchard to the sterile precision of the filling line, the journey of the pomegranate is a testament to human ingenuity. We have taken a fruit that is notoriously difficult to eat, messy, tough, and complex, and engineered a process that unlocks its essence at an industrial scale. It is a seamless blend of agriculture and advanced engineering, ensuring that the vibrant taste of harvest can be enjoyed anywhere in the world, in any season. When you twist the cap off that bottle, you aren't just drinking juice. You are tasting the culmination of a global logistical marvel,